Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Parsley channel. I'm Tom, and just like Parsley, we get into a little bit of everything. So what are we going to get into today? We're going to talk ticks and being prepared for being out in the woods and trying to not get ticks on you, because ticks are a serious issue. So give you a little bit of where we are, what we're doing. So we're in the woods. We're at the end of May, beginning of June. This is the time when the ticks are very active. Actually, they're active all year round, just a little bit of warmth and they're out there getting active. So we're going to talk about in this video what you can do to prepare yourself for getting out in the woods and nature and enjoying yourself and not worry so much about ticks. Yes, you should have a definite thought. It should be at the top of your mind about ticks, but don't let the fear or well, it's not really fear because it's real, but don't let ticks ruin your outdoor adventures. Just be prepared and be vigilant. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, what you can do to prepare yourself so you can still go out in the woods and still enjoy nature and be prepared for ticks. So let's go through what ticks are, what they aren't, where they are, and all that biology about. So ticks are a parasite. They are an arachnid. They have 8 legs, because anything that has 8 legs is in the arachnid family. Remember, how you do the taxonomy, King Philip came over for great seafood. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Kingdom, phylum, came class, order, family, genus, species. Okay, so, sorry. But so ticks are a parasite. They are arachnids. They are in a family called a subgenus or subfamily called, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Ioxidae. I'm going to put it right down here how it's spelled. Here on Long Island, we are on Long Island, New York. There are 3 ticks that you have to worry about, and I'll put pictures of them here, there, wherever. Let me stay in the center so you can see it. So where I'm pointing, I'll try to put it. So the first, and what everybody's familiar with, is the deer tick. I'll put the deer tick, what it looks like right there. It's a little orangey on the back, and the deer ticks do carry Lyme disease. We'll talk about a little bit of the diseases later on. Let's just talk about ticks for now. So deer tick over there, and right over here I'll put the dog tick. Dog ticks carry Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and then down over here is the worst one that is most recent. The branch just fell. Most recent tick, recent within the last like 20 or 30 years here, is the Lone Star tick. They are fast. They walk very fast, and the nymphs, or the larval stage of Lone Star ticks, is what a lot of people say are chiggers. We don't have chiggers on Long Island. There's no chiggers here. That's more down south. It's too cold up here for chiggers. But the rash that you get from larval Lone Stars are very similar to chiggers, and I've had it, and it's very painful. It's very itchy, it's red, there's a rash, and the more you itch it, the worse it gets. I've tried witch hazel to kind of dry out the rash, and that helps a little bit. So those are the 3 types of ticks. The ticks are arachnids. They are teeny tiny. They're about the size of a poppy seed, average size. Some are bigger. And how you get a tick will be next. Because ticks are parasites, they are attracted to warm bodies. So anything warm that passes by, their senses go right up, and they want to go right to that warm body, whether it's a mouse, whether it's a deer, whether it's a dog, a cat, a human, anything that's out there that's warm, they're going to go right to it. And what they do is they kind of hang out on tall grass, and 2 of their legs, they just kind of wave around, and anything that brushes by, they're going to latch on, and they're going to start walking up. So here's an important point to remember, is that ticks do not jump. They do not fly. They do not fall out of trees. A lot of people say, oh, it flew or jumped on me. They don't. They don't jump. They don't fly. They don't have wings. They don't fly. They just hang out on grass, and they just wait for a suspected prey to walk by, and then they latch on and start crawling up. So grass, whether it's very low cut, probably low cut grass, you won't find ticks, but any grass that's a little bit higher, especially really tall grass, that's where you're going to find ticks. And I'll show you, once we're done here, I'll show you the habitat of where you'll get ticks and where you probably won't get ticks. All right, so let's say you find a tick on you and it's crawling up. Do you freak out? No, because a tick has to embed itself inside you for Depends on the tick, more than 24 hours, because what a tick is going to do, it's going to put its mouth parts inside you, under your skin, and it's going to suck your blood, and it's going to get engorged. It's going to get bigger. So if a tick is inside you for more than 24 hours, then you may want to hold on to the tick, go get tested, go to the doctor, and see. Best thing to do to save a tick is just take a little piece of Scotch tape, fold it over, and seal it within the Scotch tape. Then it can't escape. And it'll eventually die, and then you could save the tick and send it in for testing if you need to. But if you just see a tick crawling on you, you can kill it immediately by just tearing it in half. They're kind of hard to do, so you might need a knife or a scissor to do that. You really can't. You can't squish it because they're flat, so you can't stomp on it or anything like that. So they're pretty hard to kill. So if you just see a tick crawling on you, just pluck it off and go on your merry way. Always look down and check yourself for ticks. And if you want to remove a tick that is engorged, there was an old school method. Do not do this. Do not put Vaseline on it. Don't burn it with a cigarette. Don't do any of that stuff, because doing that will make it release naturally on its own. And what happens when a tick naturally releases is that there's fluid that it gives off, and that fluid is what where the bacteria or the virus is going to be that will get you sick. So you want to be careful with that. You just want to take a tweezer, yank it out. If it's embedded inside you, save it, monitor the site. It's going to be a little itchy, it's going to be a little swollen, but after a couple of days it should go down and disappear, and then you should be okay. Now, after a hike, you should definitely check yourself for ticks, but as you're checking yourself for ticks, one of the best things to use is a lint roller. You just roll it up and down, up and down your clothes and skin and whatever. And any tick that's crawling on you is going to get stuck on the lint roller. I keep one in the car, I keep one in the backpack, I keep one nearby. So whenever I'm out walking around in tick areas, always just give yourself a quick rub down with the lint roller, and that'll pick up any ticks. Right now, this just has lint on it, so there's no ticks here, which is good. Now, what about the rest of your clothes and how to prepare yourself for going out and where potentially ticks? Now, a lot of people say use DEET. This brand is called Repel, not sponsored, but this is good for mosquitoes. 40% DEET is what you would need if you're going in areas with mosquitoes. Ticks, I've seen ticks just walk right over clothes I've sprayed with DEET, so this doesn't really work. Natural sprays, lemongrass, cedar, maybe they would work. I haven't really tried it. Some people have said it works, but there's mostly anecdotal evidence that works. There's really no repellent that I've heard of. Maybe if you know a better repellent, put it down in the comments that is better for ticks. But I haven't found a repellent that really works. What does work is what I'm going to show you next. So you can buy clothes already treated. It's Insect Shield, I think, is the brand, not sponsored. You could just look on wherever your favorite outdoor equipment site is and just look for insect or tick treated clothes. They have pants, they have socks, they have everything. I treat it myself because I prefer to just do it myself. It's more cost effective in the end, because once you wash the clothes, you got to treat it again because the permethrin washes out. It does say it lasts for a couple of washings, but I just treat it every time I wash it. Or just if it's clothes that I only keep for walking outdoors, I just wash them maybe once or twice a season. Is it going to be stinky? Yeah, but who cares? We're not winning any fashion. Look here. We're not winning any fashion over here, but light colors. Like Mrs. Parsley, like I always tell Mrs. Parsley, we're not walking down the runway here. We're not fashion. No, there's no fashion police when it comes to ticks. Practicality is the most important thing. So anyway, so this is permethrin. This is what's going to kill the ticks. Permethrin is derived from chrysanthemums. This is 10% solution. You don't want to use 10% solution on clothes, but there is a product that you can buy. This is from Sawyer, again, not sponsored. But if you look at the bottom over here, you can see the concentration is 0.5% for clothes. And you can also buy it in an aerosol too. So aerosol, pump spray, whichever one you prefer, doesn't matter because it's all permethrin. So you spray your clothes with permethrin. Permethrin derived from chrysanthemums. It is a very powerful insecticide. It's deadly to cats, I believe, so be very careful if you have cats if you're going to treat your clothes with permethrin. But do all your research, read all the hazards. You do have to let it dry. It does smell a little bit like petroleum or oil, but it's okay, it's all right. So I treated everything. I'll show you everything I treated. I had to stand up for this one so you could see. Knee-high socks, light-colored pants. Take those socks and put them over your pants. And this we'll talk about later, but this is what you're gonna look like here. So these shoes I have on, these are Merrell trail gloves. This is just a gaiter that I have. These are called Dirty Girl gaiters. Not sponsored. Dirty Girl gaiters. These work really well. I've got these are soccer socks or baseball socks. I don't remember what exactly they're called. I do also have compression socks, but these are just easier to put on. Compression socks, if you know, they're pretty hard to put on. So you want to have, because ticks are going to be on the outside, so they're going to stay outside of your pants, and also keep your shirt tucked in. Because if you do get a tick, it's going to crawl up and it's going to stay on the outside. So then you could take your lint roller and just kind of roll all up along here. And if you do get any ticks, you will, it'll pick right up on the lint roller. Okay, let me show you what that thing was that I had wrapped around. So this is what it looks like on my other calf wrapped around. It does have Velcro. What it is called Lyme's. Let me show you the tag here. It's called Lyme's. Here's the tag over here. It says untreated, but it is treated. This is the brand, what it looks like. Not sponsored, but you see the pattern here? It's got a kind of a honeycomb pattern. Now what they say is that because of this pattern, it increases the surface area that a tick has to walk over, because it has to walk over these little hills and valleys that are in the pattern over here. And because I treated this, even though it says untreated, I treated it with permethrin. We'll go over that in a minute. I treated this with permethrin, and as the tick is walking over this, it's exposing itself to permethrin, and that is going to essentially kill the tick. So let's talk permethrin. So I sprayed and treated my shoes. I sprayed and treated the gaiters. I sprayed and treated the socks, and I sprayed and treated my pants. I didn't spray and treat my shirt. I probably should have, but I didn't because I'm keeping it tucked in. I have another pair of pants that I treated. I have another pair of socks, but they're compression socks. And like I said before, compression socks are a little harder to get on. And I probably would wear the compression socks if I wore shorts. Now shorts in tick areas, probably not a good idea because they'll go under the shorts and you won't see them. And ticks like warm, moist areas. So use your imagination where you're going to find a tick if you wear shorts. You don't want a tick there. So, so we treated our pants, we treated our socks, we treated our shoes, we treated everything. We have these Lyme's gaiters, so we are doubly prepared for ticks. And this is important because you still want to enjoy nature. You still want to get out there. You don't want to say, oh, I'm not going out because there's ticks. I'm not going here because there's ticks. There's ticks everywhere. Be vigilant, but don't let ticks ruin your outdoor adventures, because there are things that you could do to make sure that you don't have ticks. Every once in a while, take a look down and see if you have a tick. Every once in a while, take the lint roller and just roll up and down your pants and legs and see if you have, or your shirt or whatever, and see if you grab the tick. So next I'm gonna show you the habitat where you most likely would pick up a tick. And we'll try to pick up a tick. We'll walk through the grass back and forth and we'll see if we can pick up a tick. See what happens. So where are you most likely to get a tick? What kind of habitat, what kind of grass, tall grass are you gonna most likely get a tick? So where I'm standing right now, the grass is pretty low. So let me turn you around. See how my shoes are barely being covered in grass? So if we kind of walk around a little bit, see, it's really not coming. It's coming up a little bit, but not too much. But if you look over here, now we're getting into tall grass. So now there could be a tick on some of this grass here. So we're gonna just walk a little bit through here and we're gonna see if we can pick up a tick. So this is a good point to say, if you haven't liked, comment, and subscribed, I mean, look at what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get a tick for you. Like, comment, and subscribe at this point. We're building the channel here. We're almost up to 250 subscribers. So we're doing some content outside, out and about, and definitely give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna walk through here a few times and see if I could get a tick. Well, I mean, can you believe it? I walked back and forth a few times and I didn't find one tick. So that's pretty lucky, I guess. And I was trying. I was going through some really tall grass, which is a good thing. So that means there's either not many ticks are out here, or I just didn't go to the spot where there are ticks, but there are ticks out here. So I'm gonna leave these clothes outside. I'm not gonna bring them in. Just leave them out for a couple of days, because once they don't sense heat anymore, they'll just go wherever they're gonna go. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag or a sealed container. So if there are any ticks in there, I'll be able to see them when I open it in a day or so. I do have another set of clothes that are treated, so that's a good thing to do, is have another set of clothes that are treated. So when you do take these clothes off, you put them in a container, and then you could, when you want to go out again, you have another set that you can wear. You know, 2 or 3 sets. So just be prepared, be smart. You don't have to, you know, don't stop your outdoor activities just because of ticks. Yes, be very smart, be vigilant. I don't want to belittle the fact that, yes, ticks are very, very important. Oh, I didn't go over the diseases. So we'll do the diseases next. Let me just get situated. Okay, so tick diseases. So each tick, there are 3 main ticks here on Long Island, New York. Each tick has a different disease that you could possibly get. So deer ticks have Lyme disease. Lyme disease is spread mostly by mice. Now you'd think that the deer are the one that spread them, but Lyme disease is spread mostly by white-footed mice, and there's lots and lots of mice, lots and lots of ticks. So that's how Lyme disease is spread. Lyme disease attacks the nervous system, I think, but that is a serious disease from deer ticks. Dog ticks can give you Rocky Mountain spotted fever. That gives you kind of a again, kind of a muscle ache kind of disease. Thankfully, knock wood, I've never had Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I think I've tested positive for Lyme. I have to go back in my medical records and see, but luckily I haven't, knock wood, I haven't gotten a flare up of serious Lyme disease. And then the Lone Star tick can give you what's called alpha-gal syndrome, which will give you a allergy to red meat, to cheese and dairy products, I believe. So that is a disease. Now there's this new disease called the Tick-borne disease. I don't know what tick that's from. I just read it a couple of days ago. So that is some serious issues out there. So how do these ticks transfer their diseases? It's when they naturally will release from your body after they've taken their blood meal. So if a tick is just crawling on you, you're fine. It doesn't mean that you have all these diseases. If a tick is embedded in you, it takes more than 24 hours. So if you're just outside and that night you see a tick embedded in you, just pluck it out. If it's not engorged, it's fine. If it's engorged, it's embedded, then you may want to monitor the site, pluck it out, save it in Scotch tape, save the tick, and then go see your doctor and see if that tick was carrying any diseases. So be tick smart. But again, don't be tick smart, but don't let ticks ruin your outdoor adventures. Just be safe, be prepared, spray your clothes with permethrin, put your socks inside your pants, do vigilant tick checks, bring a lint roller, and just go up and down and check yourself for ticks. But and if you see ticks on you, just kind of just pluck them off, put them in some Scotch tape if you want to keep them, put them in a little vial or something, and get out there and enjoy nature, but don't let ticks destroy it for you. So this is Tom from the Tom Parsley channel. Thank you for coming along on the journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.